My name is Eric Whitmer, and this is a video that explains my framework for becoming an instructional technology coach. Throughout this video, there will be times the video will be paused. This is a time for you to answer a question, select an answer from a set of given answers, or simply think about a point that was just made. You ready to begin? Let's get started. Communication. Communication is key to any relationship. This job as a district technology coach is one that I need to get off on the right foot. I need to be visible and readily available to facilitators throughout the district. This is why I will share my Twitter handle, my Facebook account, email address, and my cell phone number, which I will receive texts and phone calls. Providing all these different communication pieces, facilitators can't tell me they didn't know how to get in touch with me and reach out. I plan on explaining this information to each building at their August faculty meeting. I will only need 3 or 4 minutes to express my desire to be in the classrooms, hallways, and offices throughout Southwestern School District. I think back to a time when communication was important. Last November, when I was putting together the Hour of Code project, I'd explained to a few facilitators about the project and to get their idea if they might be interested. This led to other facilitators hearing about what I was planning and showing an interest in the lesson. Around 55 classrooms and over 1,000 students later, the Hour of Code took the entire month of December and spilled into January because of lack of time. All of this was possible because of communication and collaboration amongst the staff. Monthly tech sessions. The fall of 2015, I had the opportunity of being the elementary technology coach at Southwestern School District. During this time, I held monthly technology meetings with facilitators during their special time. I would bring an idea, tool, thought, show how they could be used, and then allow them to give it a try on their own. One of the elementary buildings was run a little bit different. The last week of the month, I would put out a teaser video on what sessions would be offered for the following month. Take a second and watch this one teaser, or part of this teaser that I put together. I held these weekly test sessions after school on Monday afternoons. They were required to attend at least one session a month, but were encouraged to attend more. Using a site called Doodle, facilitators would mark which session they would attend each week. This way, I knew who would be attending, and I would send out a reminder that they had signed up for the week. Both methods, no matter which way you look at it, can be referred to as the one-and-done session. This method didn't allow facilitators to be given feedback or troubleshoot if something went wrong. More time was spent responding to emails, creating small videos to help with a certain problem that many facilitators would have and couldn't remember from that one tech session. All of this could possibly have been avoided if I would have just had more individual coaching sessions. I also want to start meeting with support staff, high school staff, and administration for future sessions. Our support staff is being asked more and more of them in our buildings. They are then expected to understand how to use the tools or sites that our facilitators are using. I would like to bring them together once a month or every other month to help make their jobs easier and more effective. The way I understand it now is that the high school staff never receives any training. I would like to try either the every other week model or the monthly sessions with departments. This will get everyone on the same page and hopefully move the district in a more positive direction. Finally, administration should be aware of the different tools, ideas, or sites being used in the classrooms. This way, when they do a walkthrough or an observation, they know what to be looking for in that particular classroom. Individual coaching sessions. My family recently started a subscription to Netflix for the debut of Fuller House. Little did we know that all 13 episodes will be released on the first day. I like the once-a-week shows being released so that there's time to reflect before the next episode comes out. Before the following week, I would jump on Twitter, NBC.com, or Instagram and read what other viewers are thinking. Netflix, I would be forced or want to watch all of the episodes within a certain time period so I could have that discussion from time to time and keep up with my family. These individual meetings are similar to the once-a-week interaction and do-it-again model. These sessions will be set up right at the monthly tech session meetings or shortly after. Facilitators will be given an opportunity to schedule a time for me to come in and do more planning. I foresee this as a week-long, maybe 2-week session working alongside the facilitator. After we lesson plan and I model the initial lesson, we would go into a co-taught model for the second lesson. I would work alongside the facilitator with the learners within the classroom. The next day or few days, I would then observe the facilitator using the tool or idea. We would sit down and reflect on the process and make future goals for future lessons. I think back to when Luann Copenhaver was in a similar role a few years back as the district's reading coach. I think I learned so much of how to make my teaching better and reach many more learners when she was in my room modeling lessons, planning lessons, and feeding off each other for more ideas. My hope is that I can make a difference in the lives of facilitators, like Coach K did for me 5 or 6 years ago. Thanks, Luann. SAMR model. During these monthly and individual sessions, the district needs more common language when infusing technology into their lessons. Take 2 minutes now and watch this video that explains SAMR. Substitute, augment, modify, or redefine. SAMR. Let's all be on the same page. By using common language at all levels, facilitators may start to realize where they are with their lessons and where they need to move with future lessons. The goal is to start small and get bigger as the comfort level starts to increase. After the district has a good understanding and demonstrates use of SAMR, we could then move into introducing the ITSD teacher, student, and administrative standards. The new student standards are coming out later this month at the annual ITSD conference, which is being held out in Denver, Colorado. Focus areas. My next thought is breaking up the many technology ideas we have in the district and have Brian, Michelle, and I focus in on a few rather than all and become experts. 2 years ago, when 5th grade started departmentalizing, I became the science and math guy, while another facilitator became the language arts and social studies facilitator. I look back, and now I have become a better teacher because I can focus in on just 2 subjects, rather than the 5 or 6 that most elementary teachers need to know about. I also refer back to that first year. My first lesson was never as good as my second lesson because I oftentimes learned what worked with those learners the first time or what didn't work and then modified or changed it the second time. Some of the key ideas I see the district looking at for next school year are It's Learning, one-to-one, green screening or one-button studio, alternative assessments, and always Google Tools. If we could each take 2 and become the expert, and that way facilitators would know who to contact for certain projects or tools. This doesn't mean the 3 of us wouldn't have an understanding of all the tools, but be able to better serve the district as an expert. Relationships. If all of this works out, relationships will start to form. According to George Couros, the 3 most important words in education are relationships, relationships, and of course, relationships. Without them, we would have nothing. Throughout the coming school year, one of my many goals is to create relationships. I would like to focus in on the middle school and high school, since I feel I have a good working relationship with most of the elementary staff from working with them in the fall. I know and interact with many of the staff members at the secondary level, from previous sporting events our own children were involved with, and some have actually taken the iPad class, which I teach for EduSpire. If I create relationships this coming school year, I can build upon these relationships and ask facilitators to take risks the following year. I have a few ideas that I'm thinking about in year 2, if I were to be offered this position. Book study. Books are always being read by facilitators in the summer. It is a time to rejuvenate and come into the new school year with new ideas. My thought is to conduct a few different book studies in year 2. The first would be an elementary focus with the book Amplify. This book covers elementary tech integration and ideas to try in the next 3 days. The second topic and book I'm thinking about is Alice Keeler's 50 Ways to Use Google Classroom. The question and discussions will be held right within Google Classroom, so facilitators would see what it looks like as a learner. A fun app that I would like to try with everyone involved in these book studies is an app called Voxer. Similar to texting, but it also acts as a walkie-talkie, so you can leave voice comments, and you will know when people are responding and can have the same interaction I experience from week to week with my show Blind Spot. The second idea would be to hold technology courses over a 4 to 5 week period. Anyone interested would commit to attending. We would learn a specific skill or site, go give it a try in their classroom, ask questions and bring back successes, and maybe failures from doing this project or lesson. We would then build upon that first lesson and try something new, or expand, or move up the SAMR model. I see those that need to get their feet wet or handheld attending many of these sessions. It gives them the coach to help, but also a group of similar people to refer back to or network. Finally, facilitators are being introduced and demonstrated to so many new ideas. As a district, I feel we need to be showcasing these projects on social media. That being said, we need to break down the walls and make them flat, like Thomas Friedman once told us. By tweeting and Facebooking the things going on in the classrooms, we will make the public more aware of what a great place Southwestern really is. This concludes my framework on what I think it should look like as an instructional technology coach within the Southwestern School District. I hope this all makes sense and we can collaborate together on more ideas to make this the most and best possible position for the district.